everyone, welcome back to Untitled IP, and today we're on American Life Farming FS19. Now this is not the series I've been talking about. That will come out once I figure out how to record on a PS5. But I'm back on the PS4 just to film this quick video. But what we're going to be talking about today is choosing a farm on American Life Farming. Now, American Life Farming is a beautiful map. It's actually my favorite map of every single map released on FS19, and I love you, Lancy Boy, for making this map. Please bring it over to FS22. This would just be amazing on FS22. Anyway, there are like around 10 farms, I would say, on this map, and it can get confusing. Maybe you're just not set straight in stone what you kind of want to do. And then you just start getting confused, like, oh, I like this farm. No, I like that farm. So here I am to help you, and we will be going through each and every single farm on this map and explain the characteristics of each. And then I will share my personal favorite farm, and hopefully this will help you. But first, we have to organize these farms into multiple categories, since categories will help us narrow down what you want. First, we will be going through the small grain operations. Now, small grain operations are a few bins and a couple of sheds, and like 2 sheds, or shed with your house and small equipment. You know, it's simple, it's easy, and it's relaxing in my opinion. So there are around 4 of those farms on this map. Next is the other category of that. Small animal operations, which usually has like a barn with your animals, a shed for your equipment, and then your house. And you just focus on that. Usually they don't have bins on the farm, so please note that. Next, we are going into medium grain operations, which are operations which require larger to medium-sized equipment. There's a couple more bins, a couple bit more sheds, but is in between of small and large. And then there's not on this map, but I believe there's only one farm for medium animal operations. Now this is where you actually get more in depth with your animal operations, and you also do more of like a side job, like for example maybe cows and corn, if that makes sense, instead of focusing your whole entire life onto the cows like in a small operation. Now we entered the large grain operations, which there are not many on this map. I actually don't believe there is a large grain operation, but if we were going off that category, that's going to be a large grain farm, massive new equipment, massive fields, large amount of grain capacity. But there is one large animal operation. So a large animal operation is where you have a multiple of the animals, like 100, 200 cattle, multiple sheds, a bin system, and large equipment running a successful operation. So, follow me along, and we'll see what farm you want. So, for our first category, we are going in small grain operations. And first up, we have, I would call, the starting farm. Now, the starting farm is a perfect option. You get basically everything you need. You get a very nice house, 2 bins, and a shed. Now, this shed is pretty deep in size, and this is going to be our standard size shed on this map. You can fit tractors, combine, a planter, sprayer, and a truck in here. Everything you need to do can fit in that shed. Now, we are going over to the next farm, and I'll see you then. So now, just down the road from your other farm is this farm. Now, there is a negative about this farm. There is no bin system, but something that could turn you away, but it does have 2 sheds. The shed that we just saw is on this farm, and there's one of these, which is a very nice sized shed. You get a lot of room to park your equipment, all about, a lot of roads into the farm, and you border with pretty nice sized fields. You have a house and multiple driveways. Next, we will be entering the next small farm. For our next small farm, we are south, almost nearby the large farm in BGA. This farm is my second favorite on the map. You get a house on a hill, a little area back here for playing with basketball, a driveway, a large shed which goes deep back in here and can store a lot of equipment, and 2 decorative bins. Now you can't use these, but they look nice. And you get a lot of good sized fields bordering around your farm, so it'll be perfect for you to start your grain venture. Now we will be sliding over to this farm, which is our last small grain operation. Now you only have decorative bins like the last one, and these decorative silos over here, an outshed, a house, and 2 of these style sheds with one having 2 doors and one which is 1 door. Now you have a lot of yard space, a lot of seed silo, and a lot of place to move around your equipment. Now personally, this is my least favorite farm. I believe it just doesn't have a good appeal, but that is it for the small grain operations. Now for small animal operations, we start off with a meat cattle farm. Now this is really good for starting farmers to get a good amount of money, slurry, manure, and grain. Now this is my 3rd favorite farm on the map. I usually go with this with older Artco equipment, mainly from Julian F. Modding. But let's take a tour. You have your house, your cattle pasture area, and a little shed to store all your equipment in. You have everything right here that you need to get started. And, well, there you go. Next, we have a sheep farm. Now, you have your house in this barn, which also doubles as the sheep farm. It does have 2 doors, a trough, good-sized pasture. Now, this one is good if you're looking for a survival challenge, indeed. There is no bins on this farm, so it is a downside. It is, again, one of my least favorite farms. Now, what about if those first farms weren't your taste? Here I have your medium grain operations. Now, maybe you want to step up and, run a larger farm, so this one is here. Now, first up is a money-producing farm for sure. You get a bin, 2 sheds, silos, and decorative corn cribs. A very deep shed indeed to park your equipment in, and also not a very deep shed. But with a bonus of this, your house is all the way up on a hill with chickens. Now this is a really good farm for making money and doing larger field operations. You have to drive down to your farm and you have a direct road to it. So that could be a positive side. Even though you may live far away, this will be perfect for driving your quad. Next we have my favorite farm. This is considered medium to large. It's like on the horizon of that, but you get everything you need to do to run a very productive farm. Now, what this looks like used to be like an old cattle operation, but they switched their industries. But let's take a look around. You start off with a house over here, an open shed, another open shed just like the one we've seen previously, one of these, which is my favorite shed, one of these barns, and a workshop. Up on the hill, you do have a bin system and a windmill. You get a lot of fields and an old abandoned barn back here on your property. So, maybe this one is the one for you. Next up, we have this one. And now, this is definitely a larger grain operation. You get 3 bins, a storage shed, and a house, and parking area. Now, this one is also one of my least favorite ones, so be prepared. I have nothing really to say about this besides it does have nice detailing right here with all this stuff back here. You get a lot of fields to work around with, and it also borders this farm, so maybe if you want to double up. And our second to last one is the medium animal farm, and this one is just the hog farm. This is the only one you're going to find. You have 4 sheds, and a silo for forage system, and you get this house, a newer shed I would say, off from the farm, but it's smaller, perfect for storing bales I would say. And then your main farm, you get these older red sheds, an open red shed, and a hog facility to store all your hogs in, a slurry pit, an outbuilding, And that storage system, maybe you want to do forage equipment on this. Plus, it does hit this horse farm, so it is a little bit of bonus to do horses on. So, that's your medium animal farm. Now for the last one, the one that everyone's waiting for. This is your largest farm on the map, and it's a mix of grain and dairy. So your house is all the way out here, and then you have a private long driveway. You start off with a pretty big bin system indeed. Sheds, one with a workshop, an open storage shed, 2 silage pits, a silage silo storage system, a large cattle barn, 2X as they say, with multiple pasture areas, a slurry pit, and calves. Now, this is large and overwhelming, and in consoles, your slot count does get a little picky on this. So, I do kind of steer away from this farm just because of just how massive it is to run it. But maybe you want to. If this map has lower slots, maybe I would like it more. But on PC, I think this is the go-to farm if you're on a PC player for larger operations. Those are all the farms, but we have 2 bonuses, and these are just what I call contract farms / co-ops. So first we have the larger one with these 2 sheds, which I really wish were mod. These are actually very nice sheds. Open space, lime station, Nari shed, a house. Pretty much all you need to start contracting. And then the other one's just south of here, and it's just a shed with open space. So, there we go for your contract bonus farms. So what do you think? What farm are you going to start off with? Hopefully this helped you. I gave a pretty short list of characteristics. Honestly, it's up to you. Maybe it's your preference. I have no say in the matter, but hopefully that will help you in the future when deciding your future farm. And goodbye.